is done starting. Okay. All right. So we're back. Yeah. I had just had an audio problem on my end. Yes, this is what happens when you record with these old computers trying to get this stuff out to you. John, you still here with me?
Oh yeah, man. I'm still primed and ready to go.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Whoo. Whoo. I was about to freak out.
Uh,
So, you know what? I think it's just universe telling me that we need to get on to the main thing we wanted to talk about. But real quick, I just want to go over something real quick. One of my new segments Hannah helped me with last week. John, we got like this thing where we do a top 3 things in social media. Except for this week, I put together kind of top 3 social media tweets or whatever for Hawks players, and
mm.
the tweet god himself does not disappoint. Malcolm Delaney, I just want to honor this segment after you, because boy,
Run up in his mentions and wait for it.
I want to ask him. So, I'm gonna do a top three in tweets that he sent out this week. Okay, my computer didn't load back exactly. Okay, all right. So number 3, somebody shoe guy out there tweeted something about Vince Carter playing in these 14-year-old Nike Shocks. Everyone knows what Shocks are because those were the thing. Those were the shoes back then.
Oh yeah, I remember Vince kind of put that on the map for the basketball side of Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Delaney retweeted this saying, if anyone should have known, should have been Vince. So thank you, my dude.
Bless him.
I know. Okay, so number two, in my opinion, I'm just doing Malcolm Delaney tweets because they're the most entertaining ones. Everyone else on the team is like not responsible, but like Torrin Prince is always putting out like positive messages. Bazemore's doing like his hype up stuff, including the podcast he was on. But Malcolm Delaney, tweet god himself, retweeted someone, Carmine Sabia. I'm pretty sure I butchered his name, saying, "Congrats on the FBI on catching Arizona coach Sean Miller. You missed Nicholas Cruz, the Boston Bombers, 9/11 attackers, San Bernardino terrorists, Fort Hood terrorists, Pulse nightclub, and Larry Nasser. But college sports is safe." Good job.
Yeah. Priorities. Glad that we got these rascally basketball players.
Yeah, college basketball players.
Yeah, we're tapping their phones. Gotcha.
Yeah, and that leads to my number 1. However, I want to give a quick what's it called? Honorable mention. Honorable mention. Malcolm Delaney tweeted. What did he do? Peachtree Hoops. We came out with an article earlier this week saying Malcolm Delaney is injured, among the injured for the Hawks, and Delaney replies to this post saying, "Actually, it did occur in the last game. Check the facts." And I'm like, "Oh, excuse us."
Hey.
But we tweeted back. It's been edited. Our apologies. So appreciate it, man. We need people up on their game to call us out and let us know what's going on.
But you got it from the source,
man. And that's not saying anything bad, Malcolm. Tweet God, man. If I could somehow, we could get you on for a segment, that'd be great. But my number 1 tweet by him is let me try to find it. So Bleacher Report put out the story about the FBI wiretap intercepting Sean Miller for, as you know, the $100,000 payment to make sure DeAndre Ayton went to Arizona.
For future
So,
Hawk.
possible,
Possible
man,
future Hawk.
it would be nice. But as you know, okay, so wiretap. So Malcolm Delaney tweets, more people should have watched The Wire. My city gave y'all the blueprint, and then has an emoji monocle. This man is the greatest, the GOAT.
I mean, this is not a skill that everybody has. I wish that they would put this on 2K. His Twitter rating would be a strong 93.
Oh, very strong. At
Strong
least.
93.
At
On
least.
the low end, yeah. I may be disrespecting him with that.
And during his tweets, like he needs like that little like the little thing to let you know what the skills are. He needs to have the microwave, so like for like heating up, so therefore his stats can go through the roof.
Yeah, exactly. Like his Twitter timeline can get warm real quick at the drop of a dime.
Oh man, Malcolm, thank you. I'm going to be honoring a segment, I think, every week to you, for what you put out there in social media. Tell your teammates, get on it. I don't know what's up. Okay, so speaking of Malcolm Delaney, did you hear about the story? Not story about him saying next season he just wants more playing time or something like that.
Yeah, I actually did just run across that.
Okay.
I was trying to put that into context. I didn't know when it was written, and you know how the internet has a great job of digging up old stuff and kind of presenting it as new. But this is something as of recently here. My priority is to be somewhere I can get a bigger role. Yeah.
Now, you know, I honestly have no issue with that because that's what everybody wants. They just everyone wants more playing time and more money. Me personally, you could put me on the bench. I would love to be like one of those guys that have. I would love to be Chandler Parsons. Just never play, but get that.
Hell, I want 2013 Juwan Howard. I just want to give people encouragement, nourishment, make sure everybody's got water. A nice city edition jersey wouldn't be bad.
Yep.
And but as a pro, I'm not mad at somebody wanting to expand their role, and it has been interesting at the point guard position. I think since the very beginning of the year, especially when we got what's my man, the two-way player from Erie that we picked up, who I've still maintained is Coach Bud's son.
Oh, Josh Maggette.
Yeah, Josh Maggette. I think between him and picking up Isaiah Taylor, there was a logjam there, and I think that was very interesting, and no defined rotation ever kind of came about as far as the point guard, as far as who's number 2 off the bench. So I mean, I can definitely understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, and you know he's been around. He wants to play, and I have no issue. It's not really earth-shattering news to me. The only thing that kind of makes me sad is if he goes to another team next season, or say, I don't even know what his contract looks like, but I'm just going to miss the tweets and the social media presence. That's all I'm.
It's like our tweets. When he tweets out, it feels like it's coming from us. We tweet out.
Because he says exactly what I think half the time. And I'm just like, he said it.
Yeah, it is definitely a joy to watch. While I appreciate some gentlemen going above and beyond and taking the high road and just being very classy, I appreciate a guy that just calls it like it is and roll up.
My favorite,
please.
My favorite is he retweeted something about saying Malcolm Delaney on free agency. My priority is to be somewhere I can get a bigger role, and he retweeted that. And I'm just like, man. Normally, people would flip out about that,
Right.
But nah, this man is keeping it real.
They're keeping it 100. There's no ambiguity. This is what I would like. All right. Usually we have to kind of dissect other people's tweets, try to figure out what they mean. What are they really trying to hint at?
Yeah.
No, Mr. Delaney has told you exactly what he would like, and I respect it.
Yep. Now, man, that wire comment, that is just
I mean, it was a very popular show, and you would think they would have picked up a couple lessons. But yeah, I guess it was for everybody.
okay. So we're gonna take a quick break, everybody. But when we come back, uh, John and myself are gonna be full Wakandan. We're gonna be talking about our thoughts on Black Panther. So yeah, we'll be right back. All right. So, John, fun fact, the guy who puts our music together, at least for my intro, outro, our little bump, he is, to me, he's a Wakandan citizen. So special shout out to him. He actually was an extra in the Captain America Civil War movie as a African resident in a shopping place. So
Ah,
so I say to him, he is the one Wakandan that I actually know. So special shout out to our TL Beats for that.
gotcha. Well, I'm trying to gain dual citizenship here.
So you know what really stinks, John? When the movie went off and you're like, wow, it really stinks that Wakanda isn't a real place. But okay, so that's right, guys. We're getting into Black Panther real quick. We're gonna be talking about all things, everything we thought about it. I'm gonna be asking John some questions. I'm gonna give my thoughts, and all right, let's get into it. So first question I got for you, John. How many times did you see it?
So far only once. I
All
actually
right.
plan on seeing it very shortly after recording this podcast. Again,
Oh,
hopefully today.
all right. Well, you're doing your duty. I'm trying not to spoil it. So when I get it on Blu-ray, when it comes out, it'll still be fresh to me.
I like that technique.
Yeah, but
I don't
I
know
know
if I can
guys.
wait.
I know guys that have seen it like two or three times. They loved it. Oh man. Huh. So let's first off talk about things we like about the movie. What did you like about the film?
Oh man, how long do we have?
Okay. We'll start basic. Chadwick Boseman, as T'Challa, King T'Challa.
Man, he was a joy to watch. Like it's very fun to watch him as a leading man, and he's done this many times.
Right.
As T'Challa, he just brought a regalness to him, but also a certain vulnerability and relatability, and that was very much fun to watch him kind of ascend into being a king and to become that to kind of see the flip side of him that we saw in Civil War,
Right.
where he was very much stoic and looking for Bucky Barnes because he had the answer. But in this go round, you got to see much more of him. You got to see not only the him go from the prince, but a king who's kind of reluctant to take over the throne, and it
Man,
was fun
I
to
was gonna
watch.
I'll tell you, when the movie started off, we didn't even go 5 seconds before this man was challenged for his spot. I was like, all right, oh, you sure you want to be king? I'm like, oh, I just got this. Come on, man. Um, right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is probably gonna be a heavy spoiler review. I'm gonna have a hard time trying to keep back with certain things. So you guys got your warning. If you haven't seen Black Panther and you don't want it spoiled, please stop listening right now. And we'll catch you guys next week. But thank you for the listen. All right, now that you're out of here, yeah, it didn't go 5 minutes before this man was being challenged. Like, I just got this. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, I think the other another one of the joys of this movie was that Jabari tribe.
Yeah.
I'm looking for excuses to bark at people. I wish I could do this on Twitter. There has got to be some kind of way I can express that Jabari bark whenever I hear a bad take. Yeah.
Oh, ooh, that is perfect.
How fun!
Feed you to my children.
Are you done? Just a well-timed "Are you done" would just make life so much more fun on the internet.
Yeah, it was good. So there are a lot of characters in this from different films that we saw, and I'm not sure. I still call her Michonne. I don't know her real name. The Walking Dead girl.
I believe I've learned her name, and I want to say it's Denied, but yeah, let's go with Michonne because I'm much more familiar.
In honor of the king, and I'm crossing my hands Wakanda style, we will go by Deny.
Indeed.
Is that all right? So we're gonna go by that. There was a lot of things I liked about it. Some likes. I felt this is one, in my opinion, the best movie in terms of female representation. The women in that movie were running things.
Very much so.
And they scared the crap out of me. I don't want to fight any of them.
I like how they hinted at that in Civil War when Black Widow got that very stern warning.
Yeah.
To not only get that, but to have them follow through. There was no doubt that the ladies were on equal footing with Mr. T'Challa. They weren't behind him. They were side by side.
Yeah. And yeah, that wig throw was everything, by the
way. I hope that she ends up in a video game of some sort, and that is an available option.
And there was that scene. So there's a scene in this film when they go to a casino, which to me, it was a straight James Bond ripoff, like to where they even had their own Q division. But whatever. I don't care. But there was a scene that it resonated with me when she's like, "We've been caught," and then she just starts fighting. And I thought to myself, this is me in every single stealth video game I have ever played. Where you get caught and you're like, ah, crap, okay, guns blazing.
I just had a flashback to what is the name of that game with Solid Snake, Liquid Snake?
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, like the little red exclamation point just went off.
Yeah.
And it was go time. There's just give me my spear and everybody get some.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. It's like they had their own world. I liked a lot about the film, and man, everything that came with it in terms of how do I be as political and nice as I can put this? Everything racially that came with it that was positive.
It was handled very well. It wasn't heavy-handed by any means, but it didn't shy away from it either.
No, and the support that the movie is getting, it's to me amazing. And it was really fun, someone like me, to watch this movie. Let me know if you felt this, to watch this movie, to see the cast of characters that they had, and not try to imagine yourself being in the film like you do most, action fantasy movies. You're like, oh, there's someone with my skin tone up there, like actually doing this stuff. Kind of, I don't know. There was a moment in there where I hit that pride and I put my hands together, Wakanda style, John. It was amazing.
Oh man, I was in the theater doing that little bounce that they were doing.
Oh man.
Like I was so like I was just doing that throughout the movie. Whenever I sensed some action coming, I
Yeah.
just started crossing my heart, and just bouncing a little bit in pride.
The shoulder bounce.
Indeed, because
Man,
it felt good
man.
to
Yeah.
to see yourself on the screen, um, represented in that manner. And but it wasn't necessarily for us. It wasn't aimed at anybody in particular. It was just an African cast, a cast that was supposed to be from Africa, and that was really fun to see. And yeah, to see everybody responding to it
Yeah.
because the themes are universal. Uh,
Right.
the characters were well thought out. All of them got a lot of shine, and there are a lot of characters. And you, by the end of the movie, you know their names and you know what they're about. And I think that was the cool part because oftentimes it was kind of said that movies uh with casts that are all homogenous just aren't universal for whatever reason. And
Right.
I'm glad that this movie really showed that that is not true. And I believe that last check we're over $500 million already.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got a couple things to say about that I'm sure I'm gonna get into later. But another thing about the cast was just like the main character, he was educated. He wasn't out there, doing anything stereotypical,
Very much so.
out on the streets. He was an educated person to where it could be argued he wasn't the most interesting person in the movie because there were so many great characters around him. But at the same time, it's kind of like he was a politician at the same time of being a hero. So it's just kind of like, oh, I do have to listen to everybody and delegate. So
Indeed.
he,
Indeed.
the thinking man, I very much approved of it. I thought that was really cool,
I
and
think
I
that's
can.
kind of
Oh,
I'm
go.
sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I can't wait to see it again. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say that was one of the cool wrinkles about Black Panther. I think in all these many iterations of superhero movies, we've seen a resurrected WW1 or 2 warrior. We've seen a high school kid who's out here fighting for justice in whatever
Yeah.
variation. We've seen Batman who's just kind of been demented from a past trauma, and he's a rich guy. We've never really seen a man have to be a hero and a politician at the same time. And that's kind of cool. I did not know that was something I was looking for, where we have a guy who kind of has to run a country and protect the country.
Right.
And, they got the right one for the gig because
Right.
Black Panther is no joke.
Now, something else I really liked about the movie, the score when they were playing, because there were times I was just kind of like moving my shoulders, like, well, gotta chill, Josh. Don't act too weird. Don't do the shoulder bob because you're getting into the music.
Yeah, man, that was actually done by Ludwig. I cannot pronounce his last name and I refuse to chop it up.
Right.
But he is a longtime collaborator with Donald Glover,
Right.
aka Childish Gambino, and it was kind of I didn't know he was just I didn't know the extent of what that guy could do,
Right.
and they got the right one, man. Because the score, the fact that you kind of remember the score says something. It oftentimes just falls into the background, and it definitely wasn't on the soundtrack. The soundtrack was a completely different beast,
Man,
albeit a good one.
now I will say for you kids thinking you're going to get a Disney, Marvel's owned by Disney. Everybody, you think you getting a Disney soundtrack if you go get the Black Panther soundtrack? I'm just going to warn you real quick.
Yeah, this is not a small world.
No.
Kendrick Lamar is doing something a wee bit different.
Go listen to the score, which I found was really well. Right. So had just lots of great characters all around to the point where I felt bad for one character, Daniel Kaluuya. Everyone in my theater was hating the dude. Everyone was like, man, this punk right here. And I'm like, he's just acting. You liked him in Get Out.
Like no, I was one of the people hating on him too. Like he finally got out and then he went right back in.
Man,
Like I wish I had a camera just to flash him out of it.
man, somebody told me I wish on that battlefield someone had a teacup for him. That's what,
I think when he called the rhinos, that was one of the more fun. That was another great thing about this movie. Like I oftentimes worry about them spoiling it with like the trailers. And there was a bunch of promotion for Black Panther, but it was a lot of the same thing.
right.
So on one hand, it got a little repetitious for me. On the other hand, I appreciate them keeping a bunch of surprises. I want to see those rhinos in all the things.
Okay.
So fun.
Okay, so you slightly got into a dislike I had for the film, but
Interesting.
we'll get there.
All right. We'll butt
Every
heads.
everyone's gonna kill me for this. I understand. But so last thing we're gonna talk about, at least turns of likes. The antagonist, Michael B. Jordan.
Wow.
Interesting character.
Wow, man. We might for this role, I feel comfortable dropping the B.
Man, yeah, that's true. That's true. And if you listen silently, you can still hear him lifting weights as we speak.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Careful taking your old lady in there. She will be or your dude. Whatever they may be into, because yeah, my man is stealing scenes.
Man, I felt bad about myself. I was like, God, I need to get in the gym now. Like, man,
I ate a salad immediately afterwards because I need to do better.
Man, what I really liked about his character, one, just how crazy he was, but two, it was just so funny, the dynamic of the thought of you can't trust dudes from Oakland. But it's like he's that hood cousin that you bring home that you got to worry about how they act. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's got one.
That was his character through the film. Now, I would say there were times where I was wondering if he was sounding like he was speaking too much like a monologue, but at the same time, everything he was saying, I was kind of like, I see what you're saying. No, you got a point here. You don't just. I mean, if you just stop killing people, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the beautiful part. I think a lot of times we get these over the top cartoonish villains who are, those old school twirling their mustache, just tie somebody to a train track, evil for no reason kind of guys.
Now, I think there was one in this movie that was kind of borderline like that.
Oh yeah,
it didn't bother me, but we're talking about the MJ right now,
right?
But
yeah, like he was not that guy. He had a very specific reason. Well, I mean, we're spoiling it, so I mean, he was indoctrinated at a very young age. They snatched up his dad by Black Panther. They alienated him in a quote unquote foreign country. And I can understand that fear and that fire. I mean, the stance that Wakanda takes on helping the world out when they could change it.
Yeah,
and he was upset about that, and I can't be mad at him because
yeah, he walked into that room, said, "Y'all living this nice life," and I was like, say my name. Who am I? You know who I am.
Hey, auntie. Ah, man.
Oh, that's the best. That's somebody said that. Someone said that's the new "Bye, Felicia." Hey, auntie.
I hope it catches on because that was just fun. Like the look on her face when she caught that was just sheer terror. And yeah, man, he came in, he wanted to set everything on fire, which he kind of sort of did literally. It was interesting. I really enjoyed it. I thought the dynamic between him and his dad was interesting.
Right,
Um, yeah, it was. He was just a well fleshed out character, man. Like,
man.
I think Marvel has had issues with. I think all these superhero movies have kind of had issues with villains, but this was not one at all.
Right, right. Ah, man, that was great. I'm sure. mm. So let me ask: do you think he's actually dead, or they're gonna be like, wait, he made how much money? Excuse me, Black Panther made how much money? They
I've heard some rumors, and I think the most interesting one is due to him ingesting the heart shaped herb and him becoming a part of, I don't know what you call it, the Panther spirit realm,
yeah.
for lack of a better term. I think I think he could still be around there. I don't know how he's going to manifest himself.
Now that's an interesting thing. You say that because I figured they were just gonna get one of them vibranium balls, which I guess I got some comments on that. I got some comments on that. But yeah, you said the heart shaped herb.
Yes, sir.
Man, you tell me how every time they had that, I was thinking they were drinking some scissor. I was like, man, they tripping out watching this stuff. Watch as he loses his power as he drinks this drink.
Oh no, sir. No, no, you mispronounced it. The Black Panther.
The Black Panther. Man, we drink the heart shaped herb. We get all these powers. I'm like, nah, he should still high on codeine. That's
I can't wait till that becomes a thing on Twitter and Instagram. Just
you know that's gonna be a drink. You you
yeah.
you know you're gonna go to a club and they're gonna be like heart shaped herb.
Man, you'll be feeling like Black Panther as soon as you leave out of here. Two
Whoa,
sips.
whoa, whoa. Dad. See people start
See
seeing things.
panthers and trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to try some of this stuff. I just talked to my granddaddy.
Man, man, I just had some of that heart-shaped herb. Woo! Man, there was a panther in the tree. The sky was purple.
Man, I just talked to all my ancestors. Do you know I was Ghana? Me neither. Yeah, that is going to be sadly horrible. I am awaiting that train wreck.
Yeah, there are gonna be some jokes up there about that. Did you know I'm from Ethiopia? I didn't know, but man, you gotta try some of that.
Listen, man, I just found out. My aunties tell me all the stuff. Great aunties just spilling all the tea, all of
Man, man.
it.
Okay. So before I get to some complaints I have of the movie. Now this is weird because this movie has two different ratings for me. But before I do that, do you have anything else you liked in it before I move on?
I think we got to talk about Claw, man.
Okay, go
Claw
ahead.
was he he wasn't here for a long time, but he was definitely here for a good time. It was
Yeah,
just fun to watch that man operate. Like I am, that was one of the things that kind of saddened me, and I guess we'll pick that up later. But overall, just him being him,
right.
he's just a fun actor. Like, he really had fun with that role. Um, yeah, I'm just sad it was kind of short lived, but overall, it was a joy to watch him. Shuri, I think she stole the movie.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
How could I forget?
the new Disney princess. She
She's
was,
she ain't out there with a frog, but
man, no sir. But she's my new Disney princess with micros, and I'm rooting for her in every chance that I can get.
man, I saw that. I was gonna say something about the micros, but I was like, nah,
Uh,
I
I'm
ain't gonna.
going there, sir. I'm loving seeing these micros. I can't wait to see them in doll form, if not action figure form. I hope that in the coming years she'll get to take a larger role. I can't wait to see her um, be involved in the greater MCU universe. I think she's going to. I think if you've been watching some of these commercials for Infinity Wars with the eagle eye, like I have, because I am a closeted nerd,
Right.
you see that a lot of the tech is coming out of Wakanda, and if it's coming out of Wakanda, you know who's making it. Like Captain
Right.
America has a new shields, I should say, and it's going to be fun to watch her work. And again, as a comic nerd, she also does take up the mantle of the Black Panther. I don't know if we'll see that anytime soon, but I am here for it.
All right. I don't think Chadwick Boseman is gonna be like, nah, you gotta, you ain't yet.
Yeah, I got a feeling he's going to protect that with tooth and nail, and I'm not mad at him. But you know,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they work that in some kind of way, sign me up.
Now, the funny thing is, I saw that actress in a Black Mirror episode, like literally 3 weeks before I watched the movie. She was
Same.
good in it.
She was fun.
She played more serious, and the funny thing is, she switched accents in that, which, in my opinion, was the best episode of the season in Black Mirror. So I was kind of like, oh, look who's in here.
I mean, it was. I don't know. I don't know if I would give it the best, just because I really liked that first episode with great value Matt Damon as the video game program. Meth Damon, yes.
Meth Damon, right.
Sad I don't know his name. I don't know if anybody does. No shot.
Jesse Plemons, I believe is his name.
Ah, gotcha. All right. I
Don't ask me how I know
more.
I just see him in random stuff, and I'm like, is that Matt Damon? Oh, no, it's not. So I had to eventually learn his name. But not USS McAllister. I did like that episode too.
Right. But yeah, let's not split hairs. They were both really, really, really good. Yeah. And she, yeah, man, like I did not see that setup coming. Usually I pride myself on kind of seeing the curveball. But they got me with that one.
Right.
She was very convincing, and yeah, she's got a really bright future ahead of her.
Right. So Black Panther all around was awesome. So let me go ahead. Oh, right. And Martin Freeman, the Hobbit.
Indeed. And we also had Gollum. So, shout out to both of those guys.
We had the Hobbit, we had Gollum, Watson. Great job. But so let me go ahead and talk about something about the film I didn't like. And folks are going to kill me for these right here.
Alrighty.
All right. I thought the CGI wasn't that good.
Yeah. I have seen that complaint, and yeah. I think especially towards that last kind of fight scene between T'Challa and Michael Jordan. It was when they were just kind of flailing around aimlessly. It got a little
Well, there was a couple of so I thought the waterfall scene, the first time they showed the challenge in the waterfall, I thought it looked really cool. But then they did like a pan on it. You could tell it was CGI because it looked like a screensaver because some of the people were moving slower than normal. And I was like, oof.
It's kind of like they use the same technology that they use for like a crowd in those video games.
Right. Yeah.
To just repeat.
Right. Also the rhino. I thought the rhino element was cool, but man, it looked like what's that movie called? Jumanji, the original Jumanji rhino. I was like, oof. You could tell it's fake.
I mean, yeah. I don't disagree with that. One thing I will say is why this stuff doesn't stick out more is just because the movie was so good.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's also the job of a great movie. Is just if you've been able to kind of get the audience to buy in, all those imperfections just kind of get eroded a little bit. Like versus Justice League, not to continue to throw dirt on them.
Oof.
But
Oof.
if your movie is bad and all your other bad parts just get elevated and heightened, versus if
Right.
your movie is overall good, I can ignore that weird mustacheless face we have going on.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was the CGI was bad. I'll say that. And I also felt, now granted, having watched Captain America Civil War, this probably ruined it for me. But while I thought the action was good, it stinks that we kind of saw the template filmed by the Russo brothers from Civil War, because I thought Black Panther's action scenes were, it seemed more fluid and better in that movie than here. I,
Right.
I'm. It's not like a complaint. It's just, this is more as an observation I made. Like, I don't know. It just seemed the action was filmed better there. However, at the same time, I'm saying these are two issues that can be solved by when your movie makes $1 billion in an opening weekend. Could be
Yes.
solved in the future for, possible upcoming films.
Oh yeah. This feels like the height of picking nits while they're valid, observations and complaints. I mean, when the movie's this kind of good,
Yeah.
like I said, they all just get eroded. So you really have to kind of focus in. It didn't take anything away from the movie for me. But yeah, I definitely
No,
saw.
no, yeah, yeah. It doesn't. I guess to say, like, for me, it would that sense is just kind of like, oh man, but I'm enjoying this. Because the other main thing that I kind of had, I guess you would say, dislike,
Mhm.
maybe because I've seen too many comic book movies or movies of this genre, or just movies in general. I got Movie Pass. I see a lot of movies. Um, the story felt incredibly predictable towards the last third.
Yeah,
Um, and that really, not really killed it for me, but it was just kind of like, oh man, you guys were doing so well.
it felt like such an innovative movie, and then we kind of had to get right back into the formula
Yeah,
before the end of it.
yeah, this was something you touched on earlier, and it was just kind of like, oh man, because you're, how do I be nice about this? This is the exact plot of The Dark Knight Rises. If you replace MJ with Bane,
Yeah,
beats the character up. Character has to return to the land. The land is broken, and he needs to fight back. And even ends with a giant flight simulation.
this is actually very, very true. I thought about that. This does mirror that. Just without that. Oh my God! Did they do the Bane death? It kind of sort of did.
Yeah,
It was better.
yeah.
Yeah.
They fought them.
And
Yeah, it was.
you end up. Oh, excuse me. You end up feeling because you see what he's going through. Wow.
Yeah, it. And there's just like other films where it kind of like copied that formula, but it just stunk because I was like, man, I'm loving this. And then that happened. I was like, oh man. And I think that's just saying how good everything else was, because I was like, oh, I still like the film overall.
Right.
So those are my two main issues. Kind of like a small issue I had. I will acknowledge maybe it's a nitpick. I don't know, but maybe. So vibranium in this movie is essentially magic. I've kind of deduced, because they talk about all the stuff that vibranium could do, deflect bullets, blah blah blah. It's the strongest metal ever.
Mm-hmm.
But when they kind of like go into the medical field, I'm just kind of like, wait, what?
What are those? The Kimoyo beads?
Right? Yeah, they said we're just gonna put these vibranium beads into his back and he'll be fine. And I just love how Black Panther knows that was like such a, not a dumb explanation, but head scratcher, that they just kept going and didn't stop to let you think about it. Just like, oh, he cracked his cracked his spine.
Right.
he cracked his spine. Something's wrong. Let's put this vibranium in him. Oh, we got to go get Claw. I'm like, wait. Go back to that last one. What?
Just put a bead on it. He'll be fine. Just beat it up. I think it was kind of a nod to the comic book.
Right. Okay.
On Ta-Nehisi Coates' recent run here. Everybody's kind of given those beads at birth, and you add things to them as you get older, and that have medical applications and all sorts of other stuff, as you've seen, that they can make phone calls, record, and yeah, I mean they are they really kind of skipped over the science on that one.
Yeah,
that was interesting. I don't know how a bead could fix a broken back, or at least even stabilize it. But all right,
yeah,
I'll let you guys cook.
Yeah, man. I was kind of like, whoa, okay, all right, I'm gonna, all right, let's go ahead. But and the thing is that's it. Those were my three main issues I had with it. I kind of felt at times MJ was just monologuing and not really like acting the lines out. But at the same time, I think that's just me. I don't know. Whatever. I do appreciate though in this how Marvel is now 2 for 2 with resurrecting you if you've played the Human Torch. So
yeah. That is one property that they have not gotten back. They've just taken over Fox, so they've gotten a lot of properties, and I wonder what happens if they do get the Fantastic Four. You've got to address it.
they got to start it over, but again,
I mean, if
fifth time,
paths cross, you got to address it. I don't know how, but I just want a wink and a nod. Another thing that actually upset me about this movie, it was a missed opportunity, and it should have happened. And maybe I'm the only one who feels this way because I don't think I've heard anybody else say it. There should have been a mention of Zamunda. That would have just made me happy on the inside. There was, I think it's the second most popular fictional African country. And I just wanted to mention.
Right.
You know, I was a little disappointed by that. It felt like a comedy layup that was blown.
Well, maybe,
Maybe that
I didn't even think about that, but I don't know.
The tone of the movie, I would love to see like a Zamunda mention.
It doesn't, doesn't bother me, but I don't know. Well, one thing, okay, so my dislikes are out of the way. Let me get to my ending here. One thing that Marvel does really good, at least I would say, as of recent, opposed to other franchises and movies out there, they make the movies kind of relevant. Yes, it's some goofy space made up stuff, but they'll make relevance in this. The reason, me personally, I liked the Winter Soldier movie is because they kind of made it relevant to what's happening in the world. Like they were talking that was stuff going on then, like wiretaps, drones, things like that. It'd be like it could play on your paranoia. Here, they kind of play on one at the beginning of the movie. You have Lupita rescuing the girls that were kidnapped or whatever, which kind of goes back to what was happening in the real world. And also the overall message in this is basically feeling isolated, keeping the country of Wakanda isolated and not really like allowing immigration or expanding outwards, which is kind of what's happening in the US right now with our government. I don't know if it was just me that kind of noticed that.
No, I definitely picked up on it. And it wasn't heavy-handed, but they definitely addressed it. And I think they highlighted some of the shortcomings of being an isolationist country
Yeah,
can be. And
like
yeah.
they literally built a wall. No, Wakanda literally built a wall.
Yeah, I wonder if they got another neighboring country to pay for it.
Yeah, oh my god.
Simply not.
And we got Kenya to pay for it. No, no,
I would have
no.
loved to hear T'Chaka's speech on that one.
Yeah, yeah, when he went to the spirit world. Also, just a funny comment that I have. When you get old as a Wakandan, do you just like lose all control of one of your eyes? Because I mean, between Forrest Whitaker and the dad, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was yeah. That was the thing. That was very, very noticeable.
Right,
I,
but
all that technology, a bee probably could have fixed it.
right, but to wrap this up, I had to give this movie 2 ratings. In the sense of film, everybody, sense of film and movies I've seen, I'll give it a 8 out of 10 just because of some of the issues like CGI, the story. However, personally watching this and knowing the effect that it has on people and just like looking at it is like, wow, they have this cast of people doing this. This is like a 12 out of 10, like an 11 out of 10 for me. So take it how you want. I loved it. I'm getting it on Blu-ray. I'm gonna be trying to maybe I'll fast forward through the CGI moments, but we'll see. Let me get your final thoughts, John.
I think I'm right there with you, man. As far as that final rating, I think overall it wasn't a perfect movie by any means.
Right.
I think even the pacing got kind of wonky at times, but overall, 8 out of 10. If you, as far as you just checking out a movie, it doesn't feel like one you'll forget as soon as you leave,
No,
which is
no,
kind of a
definitely not.
problem with some of these superhero movies. Um, but as far as the cultural relevance and everything else that comes along with it, for me personally, oh, that thing is a 14 out of 10 because
Right.
just ah, so much stuff. It just hit home, made me feel good. It is one of those things I plan on buying. I have not been moved to want to buy merchandise for any of these superhero movies recently.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting a Black Panther shirt, and I might get that helmet. It is on sale.
Well, how many Black Panthers you gonna be running around during Halloween this year?
Oh man, that's one thing I'm looking forward to. That's going to be a speaking of cultural difference. I
Yeah.
did not plan on that ever being a thing, and I can't wait to see it. I'm giving kids extra candy.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the Michael B. Jordan hairstyle, the
Ah,
hairstyle he was rocking.
man.
That's is gonna happen.
The dreaded bang. That's going to be
The dreaded bang. Yeah, you're right. You're
that's going
right.
to be fun. Yeah,
Twisted forward over his head.
indeed.
That is going to be a thing. As I try to get the T'Challa hairstyle, those curls. I was looking, I was like, how does he curl his hair like that? I can't.
Hey man, you got to get the sponge.
What kind
Sponge
of
makes all the difference in the world.
yeah, I was like, what kind of conditioner is he using? It's shiny too.
Again, Zamunda, juice and berries.
Oh,
It's right
oh,
there. They should have
oh.
mentioned it in the movie. Juice and
Only the
berries.
finest juices and berries.
What kind of hairstyle do you have going on?
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna leave on that, man. Nah, nah. That's it. That's it. Did you see all the people dressed up like Eddie Murphy online on Twitter, dressed up as Eddie Murphy or I forgot his father's name in that movie in Coming to
uh,
America.
Same, but yeah,
Yeah, did you
I'm
see
not
all those
going to
pictures?
disrespect them
I
and
was
call them
dying.
Mufasa. It was so fun.
I was dying watching those, looking at those photos.
I appreciated the ones where dudes just showed up and you know why I'm here. There's no question. Just print out the tickets and let me know how much they cost.
Right.
Ask me what showing I'm here for.
Right. I dare you.
I think one of the actual theaters I used to frequent.
Fucking scary looking because you find a genie and you're
Was it South Lake? Yeah, South Lake down in Morrow, Georgia.
Oh my.
I
Yeah.
think all their theaters were showing Black Panther at once.
Oh my God.
Uh just the whole day was nothing but Black Panther, man, and I'm here for it. So yeah, those were fun. It's nice to see people move to dress up.
Well, I tell you, when I went to go see it, I had to actually reserve the ticket because I did one of those like reserved seating ones because I was like, I know these theaters are going to be crowded, and it kind of stunk that they were all sold out like within 24 hours. So I didn't actually see the movie until Sunday. I was like, dang, okay, I'm gonna have to like actually reserve a seat going Fandango. This stinks. I mean, it's
Oh
awesome, but dang.
yeah, I had to wait until Tuesday. I had to wait till after President's Day crowd let out.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, there were a few seats, but I want to go in there and be able to spread my legs a little bit.
Ooh, if you did it that first week,
Ew.
whenever all the chanting and stuff during the movie, ooh,
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, these things are still expensive. Like I said, I
right,
want to go and
yeah,
enjoy my stay there. Too much money to have it ruined just because someone's a little overzealous.
right, right. Well, that's it for today, guys. John, thank you for joining on with me and talking all things Black Panther.
I appreciate you having me, man. Wakanda forever.
All right. Appreciate everybody for listening. We out.